Hello ladies and gents, welcome to another Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 tutorial with your host SpoonyPizzas. Today we're going to be looking at the game plan, so we're going to be looking at all these options across here and seeing what they do, starting off with preset tactics. So in here you can change your formation, so if you just tap on that you can literally just change to any formation you'd like. So let's do the 3-6-1. Then we have attacking instructions. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth in this in another video, but there's possession and counter attack, short pass and long pass, central attacking area, wide attacking area, positioning, maintain formation and flexible. Then we have the support range. So if you want players to come to the ball, you want number 1. And if you're not too fussed about them being too far apart, then 10 will be the maximum distance between your players. Then we have the defensive instructions, so frontline pressure or all-out defense, wide containment area and middle containment area, conservative and aggressive pressing, defensive line, so 1 for a really deep defensive line and 10 if you want to play a really high line. Then we have compactness, so 1 means your team is not compact at all, and then we have 10 for compactness. Again, I will touch on those in a little bit more depth. With regards to the advanced instructions, so what we have here, I will leave a link in the description below detailing what all of these do, as well as a talk about the anchoring role. It is from PES 2018 and I will do an updated version. So what I'll be doing is taking the role and then doing a little clip actually showing what actually happens on the pitch. So it's going to take a little bit of effort, so just bear with me on that one. But for the time being, just refer to the 2018 tutorial, which I'll link in the, like I said, in the description below, as to what all of these do. And then there's a separate video that I've already done for anchoring, so we can cover those off. But basically, you have 2 attacking advanced instructions. These are applied when you have possession of the ball, and then you have defensive strategies, where if you lose possession of the ball or you don't have possession of the ball, these are then activated. Okay, so like I said, if you want to check out the video, there's more on that. Then we have mark settings, so this allows you to assign man markers to certain players. So we can set in a Lindelof to mark Aubameyang and Ashley Young on Lacazette. Then we have fluid formation. There's another tutorial on this, which I'll leave a link in the description below on how to set this up. But what this does, it allows you to have 3 formations, 1 for at kickoff. So if I use the right analog stick to flick between these, you can see that at the top there, it says kickoff, when in possession of the ball, when out of possession of the ball. So you can literally just move players around how you see fit. So when I'm out of possession of the ball, maybe I want Pogba as a right back and Lingard as a left back. And then when in possession of the ball, I actually want those 2 really high at the pitch. Let's say Rashford drops out to the wing. So you can really get really creative with the fluid formation. So that's the fluid formation. On or off. So that's everything under preset tactics done. Then we have team sheet and edit position. So literally you can go in here and move players around as you see fit. So you can pick your formation and go, actually, I want him a little bit deeper. Every position does actually matter. So, you know, playing Lingard here is different to playing Lingard here. So there is actually a slight difference. So he'll play further forward, or maybe a little bit deeper if you'd like. Okay, so that's the edit position. From here, you can tap the triangle if you're on PS4, or Y if you're on Xbox, to see what sort of positions they can play. The blue quadrants are the places they can play happily, and the green quadrants they're not so keen on, but they can still play there. And then the other parts of the pitch they definitely cannot play, so that will determine sort of how they perform. And I've already covered this in a recent video if you haven't already seen it. So then from here, from this screen here, you can use your right bumper to check out the stats of your players, the player skills, also the playing styles. Again, I'll go into a little bit more detail on this in another video, the player skills and the playing styles, what that all means. Moving across to player settings, so we have captain. This is useful if you want to, if you're in a master league, the captain is quite important generally, especially if that's in PES 2019 it's the playmaker role. Whether that changes in PES 2020, I'm not sure, but if they have the playmaker role, it does add a boost to your team spirit. So Pogba had it last year, so you could assign that, and it might boost your team spirit by about 10 or 15 points, which is really good, and that's going to be really key because that determines how well your team's going to gel and pull together. Then we have long free kick Teeka, so we can set that to perhaps Pogba, good delivery into the box. Then we have short free kick Teeka, again you set that up as Pogba. Then we have free kick Teeka number 2. So when you get a free kick, you can use the your player select and up and down on the D-pad. I can't remember which one it is, but you can basically apply more different types of setups for your free kick, and the second Teeka will obviously stand over the ball with Pogba. Then you have your left corner kick Teeka, right corner kick Teeka, penalty kick Teeka, and then we have players to join attack. So any free kicks or corner kicks, if you want your defenders to come up, all you need to do is click on this and literally just select 3 players. You can only select 3, so suggest picking the best ones in the air or the tallest players perhaps. They will go forward, but that does mean that your defense will be covered by other players. So you may find that perhaps a not a defensively aware player is at the back for you, so you just have to be careful of that. So that's players to join attack. Support settings. So we've got go to simple settings. That's pretty straightforward in terms of if you wanted to go to simple tactical settings. So you can literally just go to, I know someone who likes playing quick counter. You can just click on that and it will set everything up for you for that sort of quick counter attack. But I do prefer the normal game plan. It gives you far more control over everything. Auto lineup select. You can do it by ability, no preference, by form. Again, I leave this unedited. Then there's switch to preset tactics. So if you turn this on, this is actually really good. Now you get 3 formations which you can change in game on the fly. So you basically set up, an offensive formation, a defensive formation, and a custom formation. So your offensive formation could look something like this, perhaps. And then your defensive formation could perhaps look like this. And then your custom formation could be like, oh my God, I'm losing. I need everyone up. I need absolutely everyone up. Throw the kitchen sink. Put Chris Smalling in midfield, whatever. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, and all you have to do in game is just hold up or down on the D-pad for a few seconds. So you do need to hold that button down and you will flick between these 3 preset tactics, which can be useful. So it's a bit different to fluid formation. Fluid formation is actioned when you have possession or lose possession of the ball, whereas preset tactics, you can literally switch between 3 tactics. And again, you can have fluid formation on for preset tactics, so you can really mix it up. So you can have a total of like 6 different formations at a time. So that's pretty crazy, but it gives you plenty of options. Auto change attack and defense. So when you're in the game, you can double tap on the up or down on the D-pad, and that will basically change your attack and defense strategy. So if you tap up twice, you'll go to attacking. If you tap it again, you go to all out attack. If you tap down on the D-pad from the neutral position, you'll go to defensive, and then all out defend again if you double tap again downwards. So with auto, what that does is basically when you have possession of the ball, if you're perhaps you're losing, it will automatically select you to go attacking, and so on and so forth. So I tend to leave that off. It gives you more control. You can sort of see how the game's playing out, and you judge how the game's going. If you find that your opponent's getting in pockets of space between your defense and midfield, maybe you want to play a bit more attacking. Even though you think, oh, you know, I'm trying to hold on for a lead, but sometimes that can squeeze the game and make it easier for you to control, and so on and so forth. So auto substitution, that will basically sub players on and off for you automatically. I wouldn't recommend doing that because, you know, it's best just to choose who you want to replace. I recommend keeping the fullbacks fit and also your wide players fit. The people in the middle, it doesn't really matter about them having too much stamina, but obviously if they're drained and no one else is, then certainly replace them. As for auto offside, I would leave this off. Again, you don't want to be, you know, your defense to pull a high line when you're not ready and you've got a defender selected, just leaving you, you know, just you against maybe 2 or 3 strikers. So I would leave this off. If you wanted to activate the offside trap, all you need to do is double tap the D-pad towards your opponent's goal, and that will bring your players up. So if I was kicking from left to right, so I'm shooting at the goal to the right, then I just tap the D-pad to the right twice, and that would bring up my high line. Once you've got all your settings and your tactics, if they really work for you, you can save them or you can load them. So you can only save or load 3 tactics for all teams. So make sure they're the ones you really like. I found a really nice Flamengo formation, which I'll be sharing with you in a few days. And that is it, ladies and gents. Hope you found the video useful. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.